Okay, back again. Alright, so looking at the skeleton and the overall structure of the skeleton, one thing we do have to know about is that it can be divided into two different divisions, the axial skeleton and the appendicular skeleton. Axial skeleton goes down the centre line, skull, vertebral column, thoracic cage. The appendicular skeleton then being the limbs and the girdles, or the girdles being the bits that attach the limbs to the axial skeleton. Generally speaking, appendicular skeleton all to do with movement. Axial skeleton's main roles are protection and support. Both do play other roles, but those are the main ones. With regards to those girdles, let's remember key terminology: pectoral girdle, referring to everything around the shoulder; pelvic girdle, referring to everything around the hip. Alright, key part of that, I want to trust you all just to learn your own bone names and where they are, remembering common mistakes around radius and ulna, tibia and fibula, not fibia. Vertebral column is something I do want to focus on. Alright, there's a lot going on in there, and again, I said in class, we really want to remember those 5 regions of the vertebral column, and ideally how many vertebrae in each. So going from top to bottom: cervical, thoracic, lumbar, sacral, coccyx. Now, if you remember in class, I taught you about ways to remember it. I told you one, we'll go over it again, based on the guys who were in my PE class many years ago who didn't get on, Chris and Linford. So they came up with Chris thinks Linford sucks coccyx. Okay? Other one I remembered just the other day, someone taught me in a class I was teaching, one of the students: cute teddy bears love sugar cubes. Alright, whichever one of them works for you. Numbers of vertebrae, again going from top to bottom. I talked about times of the day and when you eat. So breakfast at 7 o'clock, lunch at 12, your tea at 5 to 5, and then you drink 3 to 5 beers on a night. Again, whatever works for you, just make sure you remember it. Okay. Couple of little bits just to tie off the skeleton. Where we're at, up the top, I want to go back to structure of a long bone. Alright, we don't really need to get in all of it, but there's lots going on. What I'd like to emphasize just for now is basic structure. Okay, the long shaft or the diaphysis, epiphysis at each end. Remember when we talked about bone growth? That occurs at these epithelial discs, which are layers of cartilage. That's where we grow and develop until we become adults and they close up. Bone marrow in the middle, red marrow in between the spongy bone, where we've got a honeycomb-like framework, and compact bone around the outside, giving that strength. Just on the subject of bone growth that we saw at these epithelial discs, I'm not sure how clearly it got emphasized in the class, but we've got 2 major bone cells involved in that: osteoblasts and osteoclasts. Osteoclasts break down or reabsorb the bone tissue. Osteoblasts build new bone tissue. Remember that.